I'd like to call the meeting to order. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Present.
Trustee Caprio?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Sweet?
Present.
Trustee Variance?
Present.
Mayor Yukich?
Present.
Trustee Detroit?
Okay, are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 13th, 2016 Village Board meeting? So moved. Trustee Costa, Trustee Caprio. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. F, schedule of account payable. Is there a motion to approve the accounts payable for the period of November 26, 2015 through January 28, 2016?
So moved.
Trustee Rogers?
Second.
Trustee Suisse? Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Variance?
Aye. Motion carries. Next, reports and communications from the mayor and other officers. I'll start off. Park Planner Consultant RFP update. As you know, the village issued a request for proposals for professional services related to the creation of a master park development plan for the village of Homer Glen's future Village Hall Park. Proposals will due to the village on Monday, January 25th. The village received 18 responses to the RFP. I will be forming a review committee tasked with narrowing down the candidates for this project. Presentations to the village board from potential firms are anticipated to begin in March. Future Village Hall renovation project update. As many of you know, the village continues to work with TRIA Architects on the remodeling of the future Village Hall building. The ads requested bids for the remodel and the furniture package have been published on the website and in local papers. Sealed bids for the remodel are due on February 4th at 3 p.m. Sealed bids for the furniture package are due on February 10th at 2 p.m. So if you visit the village's website, it'll give you more information. We had the developers and general contractors come in, and so far I think there are 22 packets for someone who wants to come in and do the renovation. Next, Illinois American Water potential rate increase. If you have not heard yet, American Water put in a request for the Illinois Commerce Commission to increase ratings starting in January 2017. The Daily Southtown recently reported or published an article about the proposed increase. For those of you that did not see it, it will be included in my next blog. But the village board and I are committed to fighting this ridiculous rate increase on behalf of the village of Homer Glen, and if necessary, we will take our fight to Springfield. It's still a few months before the ICC starts looking at it, but we will be going down there. We'll make sure that we sit down before them and we'll get everything done we can, because they plan on right now $3.45 for every 3,000 gallons, and they want to raise the sewer fee $22.25 going forward, because their infrastructure is falling apart, which I thought that they should save some money for their own infrastructure. Isn't that great? Charge us to use it, make us pay for it. I like that. Congratulations to the Lockport freshmen and the JV cheerleading squads. I want to congratulate the Lockport freshmen and the JV cheerleading squads on their first place titles at the ICCA state competition held on January 10th in Springfield. This marks the fourth consecutive year that the JV squad took home the first place trophy. Lockport's Lions Club Annual Spaghetti Dinner is hosting their 31st Annual Spaghetti Dinner at the St. Denis Parish Center on Saturday, January 30th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Tickets are $8 for adults, $5 for children, 12 and under. And last night we went over to 33C to welcome in Olivet Nazarene University. They're going to put a satellite classes in right now. They'll be teaching everything from engineering, law enforcement, fire, nursing. So they will be in the area within the next couple months. They just have to start hiring the people to get them out here and advertise to get people to take the classes. We're excited about that because now we have a college, great high school, great junior high, great middle school. Just we call it grade school. We've got them all. So I'm very happy that that did happen. With that, I'll switch it over to the trustees, and we'll start with Trustee Caprio.
I have nothing to report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Sweets.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting for the Environment Committee, the proposed dates for the Star Dancing event will be June 10th and October 7th. This will be brought before the committee at a meeting on February 2nd. The Earth Day Arbor Day Committee met last week to discuss the layout for entertainment, animal shows, and vendors. This event will take place May 21 at Konos Farm. As a reminder, staff is accepting broken Christmas tree lights for recycling through Friday at the village office. Reporting for the Homer Harvest Days Committee, our first meeting of the year will take place tomorrow evening in the Township office. We will discuss 2015 financials, the 2016 budget, and applications for entertainment, activities, and vendors. This event will take place during the weekend of September 10 and 11. Reporting for the Parks Committee, during our meeting on Monday, the committee discussed the maintenance plans at the Erin Hills Park and the Dragonfly Restoration Area, which will take place this spring. Discussions also continued regarding the park naming contest, and we also conducted an annual review of the committee's standard operating procedures. A consensus was made to erect a park rules sign at the Erin Hills location, similar to other signs in the village parks. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Sweets. Trustee Rogers.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Trustee Rogers. Trustee Costa.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Our next public safety and service meeting is going to be next Wednesday, February 3rd, here in Council Chamber at 7 o'clock. At our previous meeting, it was reported that we were going to be discussing AEDs in commercial businesses, but we are going to move that to the March meeting due to conflict with legal counsel can't be at the February meeting, so we're going to have them there at the March meeting. We will be continue to address the speeding problem within our subdivisions, possibly come back with a recommendation to the board to purchase speed humps or speed tables to put in various streets and try to slow up traffic. Also talk about the possibility of putting a sidewalk on 143rd Street, basically from Wolcott Road coming to the west. And also, with our path system here, we've got a couple areas that, one on Parker Road by Culver Park, where we put an amber warning signal that is tripped at people that are walking on the path to warn cars that there's people coming by. We're going to be discussing that and possibly changing that to a red flashing. And also, we're going to be discussing possibly getting some kind of a warning signal on 143rd Street for that one, for that path. Reporting for the Fest Committee, some of the trustees, the newer trustees may not remember this, but back in 2013, the committee entertained the idea of purchasing weather-related Fest insurance. This year, the committee has decided to entertain that idea again, get some prices and costs on the insurance for the Fest. I do have a couple of quotes here. What I'd like to do is get a consensus of the board. If I can pass this on to legal counsel, look at the contract and the terms and conditions. So if and when the committee comes with a recommendation, legal counsel's already looked at the documents. Would that be okay, everybody?
I'm in agreement.
Okay, great. Basically what the Fest insurance does is you can pick the amount of rainfall that you want to fall within certain hours, either before or during the Fest, and then you insure that day for a certain amount of money. And let's say if you go with a quarter of an inch of rain between the hours of 2 and 6, if it rains and there's a quarter of an inch of rain, you cash in on the insurance policy. You don't have to cancel for that day, but with lost revenues, this would certainly help. So something that we're going to probably be discussing at the board level within the next month or so. So if legal counsel can look over everything, make sure it's set right, at least we'll have that behind us. Mayor, that is my report.
Thank you, Trustee Costa.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Let's get through ours first.
Just one quick reminder that we're still looking for volunteers for the Community Economic Development Committee. Anyone interested, please either call the village, the mayor, or go to our website, but we are still looking for resident volunteers for that committee. Thank you, Mayor.
Village Treasurer.
Yes, Mayor, I have 2 reports. With the cancellation of the second December meeting, I have both the November and December report of cash and investments. For the record, the total cash and investments of all funds at November 30th was $31,388,554.09. I also have December. I'll report on the individual funds since this is the current data. The general fund had cash and investments of $5,015,747.04. The special event fund had $89,365.91. The environmental fund had a balance of $48,852.08. Motor fuel tax fund had a balance of $2,505,090.81. Land acquisition fund had a cash and investment balance of $23,556.52. The park and recreation fund had a balance of $2,643,549.12. The debt service fund had a cash and investment balance of $527,784.29. Quite a dip from the November 30 balance because we paid our bond interest and principal payment on December 1st. The capital project fund had a cash and investment balance of $3,351,654.76. EAB tree replacement fund had a balance of $454,084.21. And the last fund, the bond fund, had a cash and investment balance of $15,262,419.18 for a total cash and investments, end of the period, all funds, $29,922,103.92. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, John. Does anyone have a question for John? Okay, I'm going next. Village Clerk.
No report.
Okay, next, Village Attorney.
Nothing to report, Your Honor.
Next, Public Safety Officials. Brian, you have anything? Nothing to report. Okay. Village Manager.
No report.
Next is public comment. If you try to keep it to 3 minutes, I would appreciate it.
I'm not on.
Do you want to be on?
Hold that.
I don't.
I have a question.
All right. Well, you had a question before. What was the question?
Oh, I'm right. Thank you, Mayor. You talked about Parker Road going from a yellow flag to a red flag. To me, that means the traffic path is stopped. Who's going to control that?
That's what, it's in committee right now, Bob, and we're going to discuss that. We'll have to get involved with Will County Sheriff's Police. First, we're looking at the equipment.
Are we going to put a camera there?
We'll be discussing at public safety. That's a good idea, good
Well, I
suggestion.
just thinking because I know the way people drive in Homer, red light means go fast.
We'll certainly discuss that one. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
First one is Joe Bargal.
Hello again. Yes, hi Mayor. I was here last fall trying to get a permit to burn my leaves because I'd had it for the prior 2 or 3 years whenever they came into existence. Last year I was told that I didn't meet the standards even though between my lot line and the street there was 119 feet. But unfortunately the way my lot is laid out, there's a 20-foot setback from the street before my lot line starts, which is all grass and everything. So I was told because of that I only had 99 feet, so I couldn't get a permit. So I asked for an exception, waiver, whatever, and evidently I was turned down because I never got the permit. My question to you then is, if that's not my property, it's obviously the village's property, so I have 6,000 square feet there, is the village going to come out every week and cut my grass, fertilize it, and weed kill for me? Or for them, not for me, because you have an ordinance where you have to keep the grass down with, under 8 inches. So that's my question, because I think it's ridiculous that I can't get 5 feet of that property that's right there, 15 feet from the street, so I can burn my leaves in the fall. I wasn't able to burn them this year, and I really missed the smell and everything. So my question is, do I get my landscape guy to send the bill right to the village for every week, or is the village going to cut my grass and weed it and fertilize it? Their grass, not my grass. I'm sorry.
We'll sit down with Joe and we'll discuss it and find out what's going to happen. We're not going to cut the grass. It's not going to happen. That's an easement. So it is still considered your property.
If it's my property, then why can't it be part of that ordinance that you made for my 50 feet, from my property line? If that's my property. It doesn't make sense. It's like you're having it both ways, and I get basically the shaft because, I don't qualify because of a technicality. I had written last time I was here a little clarification maybe that you guys could have put into the ordinance that says 50 feet from your neighbor's lot line or from any street instead of 50, because I have a unique lot the way mine is. I don't really have a backyard. I have side yards, and I have like over 300 feet that's right on the street of my lot. And, and behind me I have a creek and everything, so I don't get it. It's, I guess I'm just really a little bit upset or, frustrated, I guess, because I would think anybody that has common sense would look at it, and I don't see how you could not make an exception or a clarification on that, unless there's somebody in the neighborhood that has clout that, is keeping me from getting my permit. I don't know, and I'm sure that's not the case, but it's just very frustrating, I guess.
I understand. We'll talk to Joe.
And I would appreciate that if I could get a letter or something from you.
We'll bring you into the discussion.
Okay. All right, I would appreciate that.
Thanks, Joe, and we will get together with you soon.
Thank you, I appreciate your time.
You can't leave now. Did you want to talk to us, or you just letting us know that you're here?
Yes, I'm just in.
Okay, no problem. When we bring that up, if we have any questions, we'll bring it forward.
Sure.
Yes. Next would be Janet Boyd.
Janet Boyd, Glen, President. First thing was with the Illinois American Water request for $8 a month for wastewater collection rates of $8 plus $22. Now we're talking $30-some, and earlier the mayor had mentioned that you guys are going to try and form a committee to get on the Springfield, which is a good idea. I think we have to get this out to the people before. There's only like 8 or 9% of the people get the paper I get, so I think somehow we're going to have to inform them that, hey, we got a problem with these people. We have to start defending our rights too, as taxpayers and homeowners. I also hear a lot of complaints in the area from people complaining about the taxes. Orland Park has a they have township residents who get a two property tax assessment appeal seminars. I think maybe we might be able to help some of our residents is to talk to people in Orland Park and then have someone come out and give us a little, some seminars too, to try and help us, get our taxes reduced a little bit. Because, I think if the county starts seeing it, more and more people are getting involved with these taxes. And I understand we are one of the higher tax communities. Maybe they'll lighten up a little bit on what they're doing all the time. Because, now we've got all this new construction they're gonna be doing, and for the sheriff's department or you name it. They say they're not gonna raise our taxes, but they are. And like I say, this would be, to me, would be worth investigating, and then maybe these seminars might help some of the people, and it might help the whole village. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I'll get hold of you on that one. Okay, that's it for public comment. Next is legislation and action items. And the first one on the list is I-1, motion for consideration. Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 16-003, an ordinance granting approval of 1, a variation to reduce the required front yard setback from 40 feet to approximately 32 feet for an existing detached single-family home in order to allow the expansion of a non-conforming structure for a proposed rear room addition and handicap ramps. And 2, a variation to allow parking in the required front yard for an existing driveway for certain real property located at 14049 South Oak Street, Homer Glen, Illinois, case number HG1517-P. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Costa and Trustee Sweet. Is there discussion?
Can we just get a little background from Director Schwartz?
Good evening, Mayor and members of the Village Board. This is a request to expand a nonconformity, and under the zoning ordinance, similar to most zoning ordinances, anytime a nonconforming structure is expanded, variations are needed first to make sure that it has the blessing of the Village Board. In other words, can the property, the structure be moved or mitigated in some way? Obviously, this house is there. It's been there a long time. It predates the village, and it predates the village zoning ordinance. So it was built in Will County. It doesn't meet what is today a 40-foot setback. The property at its nearest point is 32 feet. The expansion, as you can see in the air photo and some of the other exhibits, is on the back side of the house. There's a rear room addition and handicap ramps that are proposed. And then the other variance is related to the repaving of the existing driveway as it has been for many years. There's a turnaround or a side parking pad that essentially today we would not allow because we essentially allow driveways just to be an ingress and egress out of the existing garage. Any parking pads typically have to be on the side or out behind the front yard setback. So this is just a request to do for these two variances so that they can expand. The hardship in this case, the Plan Commission recommended approval unanimously. The requests are to accommodate a handicap need, some accessibility issues that are currently, the permits are currently have been issued. However, the work has not yet begun on the room addition.
Are there any questions? Are there any issues?
No, but I want to thank, I believe the petitioner is here. I want to thank you for coming out tonight.
Okay. With that being said, I need a, Madam Clerk, take the roll. Trustee Costa made the motion, Trustee Caprio made the motion, Trustee Sweet made the second.
Thank you. Trustee Costa?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. Oh, aye.
Thank you. Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Variance?
Aye.
Motion carries. You have the ability to do what you need to do with the house. And good luck. I'm sorry it took so long.
Here's the other one too. Yeah, for each one.
Okay. All the papers are signed for you, so it's all approved for you now. Next will be I-2. Is there a motion for consideration? Is there a motion to approve ordinance number 16-004, an ordinance granting approval of a special use permit for a yoga studio in C2 local business district for certain real property located at 14911 and 14913 South Farmers Crossing in Homer Glen, Illinois, 60491. Rising Lotus Yoga, Inc., case number HG1519S.
So moved.
Trustee Costa, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Varian, is there any discussion?
I just have a quick question, and this is towards Director Schwartz. Is the business aware that certain areas, for example, the healing garden, certain areas cannot be used for commercial purposes, like to conduct classes, workshops, things like that? Were they made aware?
We can, I don't recall if I specifically, I think I intended to, and I don't know if we had that. We've had so many emails flying back and forth and phone conversations, but we can remind her now that the public land property, which is the park area, could actually not be used for outdoor activity. But the your property, which includes the, just behind the building, there's that small fountain, a small group or essentially could possibly use that because that's on public or privately owned property as opposed to the public park. They have the township owns that park and they have a policy. There was an issue once prior with a business. Commercial activity.
Commercial activity.
So just making you aware of that. Is there any other questions about her request?
Only that I thought there's ample parking for the patrons that will visit your business. So we just need to be mindful of that. I saw that there's 10 spots allotted.
The numbers in the staff report, there are more than sufficient parking, not only on this property, but also if needed, overflow. You have the parking behind us.
Yep, okay.
Okay, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Abstain.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion's all set.
I actually gave 12.
Okay. Number 3.
That was all together. It was all together.
Number 3. Is there a motion to approve the IDOT local agency agreement for federal participation for preliminary engineering Phase 2 for the Goodings Grove extension to the Village of Homer Glen's Heroes Trail? It is understood that the $5,200 local agency funds identified in the federal participation agreement has been included in the proposed fiscal year 2015-16 budget in the Park and Recreation Fund. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Costa,
I second.
Trustee Sweet, is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is I-4. Is there a motion for consideration to approve resolution number 16-001, a resolution designating the Park and Recreation Fund as the source of the $5,200 local match for preliminary engineering Phase 2 of the Goodings Grove extension to the Village of Homer Glen's Heroes Trail? So moved. Trustee Costa?
I'll second.
Trustee Caprio? Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Varian?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers?
Aye.
Trustee Sweet?
Aye.
Motion carries. I-5, is there a motion to approve the IDOT Local Public Agency Amendment Number 1 for federal participation for construction and construction engineering costs for the south extension to the Village of Homer Glen's Heroes Trail? It is understood that Amendment Number 1 with a local match in the amount of $97,000 includes an additional $7,000 of local agency funds. This amount is within the proposed fiscal year 2015-16 budget for the south extension to the Heroes Trail as identified in the Park and Recreation Fund.
So move.
Trustee Costa.
My second.
Trustee Caprio. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Well, I have a
Oops, any discussion?
I do have, it looks like this is where it's going to start behind the, basically healing garden behind this building, correct?
Yeah, the work, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and there is there's a lot of growth of trees back there. Now, is it going to be before that? Is it, what's going to happen?
Oh, actually, this work has already started. What had happened is we requested the additional funds from CMAQ. It took IDOT quite a while to process the paperwork, so they finally had processed it. But actually, a good portion of the trail has already been started in the path. So, most likely, if it hasn't come down at this point, it most likely won't. But there will be an extension that will tie into the healing garden up to that property.
Yeah, I was just concerned about that. There's groves of trees back there, and I was
Yeah,
wondering, is it
basically,
going to be?
it's all within the ComEd right of way. So,
Okay.
and really, I don't believe, except for low growth, there's no groves of trees in that area. So
Right.
they're staying out of any kind of tree areas and definitely wetlands.
Good. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Variance.
Aye.
Trustee Sweet.
Aye.
Trustee Costa.
Aye.
Trustee Rogers.
Aye.
Trustee Caprio.
Aye.
Okay. I-6, is there a motion to approve resolution number 16-002, a resolution designating the Park and Recreation Fund as a source of the additional $7,000 local match for the local public agency amendment number 1 for the construction of the south extension to the Village of Homer Glen's Heroes Trail?
So move.
Trustee Costa.
Second.
Trustee Caprio. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Sweet.
Aye.
Trustee Rogers.
Aye.
Trustee Caprio.
Aye.
Trustee Costa.
Aye.
Trustee Variance.
Aye.
Motion carries. I-7, is there a motion to authorize the mayor to sign a letter designating the Chicago Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau as a Village of Homer Glen's Convention and Visitors Bureau agency of record?
So move.
Trustee Varian, and second was Trustee Caprio.
Yep.
Is there any discussion?
I just have a quick question. I don't think, I did not see any mention that there's no membership, correct? It's just the honor to, no fees,
There's no
membership
cost,
fees.
they just need to know how many members that they have so that they can continue to apply for grant.
They have to prove up for the grant.
Right.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Sweet.
Aye.
Trustee Rogers. Trustee Caprio.
Aye.
Trustee Variance.
Aye.
Trustee Costa.
Aye. Motion carries. I-8, is there a motion to approve the village's 2016 Will County Governmental League membership dues in the amount of $16,987.82? It is understood that these membership dues were budgeted. Trustee
I'll second.
Trustee Sweet, is there any discussion?
Just one question. Do we get discounted programs due to this membership fee?
What they do is they help us out with grant money. They help
Obviously, our education, things of that nature.
Right. But for example, like the road improvement at 151st and Barker, they helped us secure that grant money. It was like 1.3 million. So they work with us on that, and also on the electric aggregation program. All of our communities combined, we were able to receive that lower rate. So that's why being a part of that organization is beneficial to the village.
Is there any other discussion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Suisse? Aye. Trustee Variance?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any old business? Is there any new business? We are going to go into executive session. I need a motion to go into executive session for purposes of discussing personnel matters and land acquisition.
So moved.
Trustee Costa,
I'll second.
Trustee Suisse, and we,
All in favor?
you want to take a couple minutes or?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
And all opposed? Motion carries. We'll go into executive session.